so far, it's the biggest, I think, gift and privilege I've ever gotten in my
I
career.
mean, is there a better celebrity that could have used your brand? I mean, there isn't.
Oh.
Hello, hello. This is Brooke Devard, and you're listening to the Naked Beauty Podcast. And if you're watching Naked Beauty today, you are watching the Naked Beauty Podcast. I'm always so excited when I can be here in studio with one of my incredible guests. And today you are in for a real treat. Nour Tayara is the co-founder and CEO of Aora Makeup, a clean beauty brand transforming the industry's idea of what clean, luxury, and 100% recyclable products can look like. For 13 years, Nour worked at L'Oreal, rising the ranks and trying to change the industry from within. I know how that can be, trying to make change from within. It's hard. But Nour's time at the major beauty conglomerate revealed the depths of waste and overconsumption caused by beauty production. Instead of becoming indifferent or overwhelmed by his findings, Nour saw an opportunity for innovation and change. He pitched a plastic-free brand to the CEO, but was rejected because executives believed there was no place for a disruptive plastic-free brand in the portfolio. During a 4-month mental health break in Mexico City, Nour realized he would have to build the brand he wanted to see, and the city that had always reinvigorated him would be the inspiration. Nour built Aora while rebuilding his life post-divorce, post-COVID, and post-L'Oreal. Nour, welcome to Naked Beauty.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here, and what an intro. You got it perfectly.
Well, I'm also excited to talk to you because you are just like a man of the world. Like you've lived in so many incredible places. You've experienced beauty culture in so many places. We were going through it in the hallway. What are all of the places you've lived for the listeners?
Beirut, Lebanon, Montreal, Canada, Paris, France, New York in the US, and Mexico City, Mexico.
Mexico City, which is like one of my dream destinations. Okay, out of all of those different cities, which city would you say has like the best beauty culture?
I would say Beirut,
Yes.
Lebanon.
Yes.
It might not be the metropole of beauty like the rest, but if it comes to culture and how to take care of yourself, it is. It's somewhere where men's beauty was not like a trend or a forecast for 2025. We grew up, and you go to your groomer and the barber. For me, beauty in Lebanon is kind of what we're doing here, is a culture that figured out that beauty is a conversation, is a place, is a moment to catch up, is something that connects people together, and it's been figured out very intrinsically by
Yes.
people every day.
The salons are just part of the culture there. I always say that what Anthony Bourdain did for food, someone needs to do for beauty. And I'm like, I need to have a beauty travel show where I go all over the world and like investigate beauty culture. But I saw this incredible, it was a CNN special that Christian Amanpour did about women in Beirut. And they were like, the standard for beauty in Beirut is just higher than anywhere else in the world. Lebanese women are always impeccably put together. Your hair is done. Your face is on. None of this like put on sweatpants, messy bun, run out the door. Like that's not a thing. You show up and you come correct everywhere you go.
You show up beautifully, I think.
Is that how the women in your
Especially,
family were growing up?
yes, definitely. I mean, I have pictures of my mom, of my sister, of aunts, but also in general as a country. I think as a country already, aesthetics are super important. You see it with Lebanese cuisine when you show up and how it's presented on the
Yes.
table. You'll see it in architecture, and then in beauty. Yeah, like most women, until not long ago, would only wash their hair
At the
at the
salon.
salon. You don't
Yeah.
wash your hair at home.
The dream. The dream. And it's similar in Turkey because so there are all of these hair salons and you see they get really busy in the mornings before work because women wake up and before they go to the office, they go to get their hair blown out.
100%. Like I remember being in New York maybe 10 years ago, and there was Blow Bar or
Right.
something, and like they came out with open early 8 a.m. before work, and I'm like,
We've been on this.
innovation, what?
Yeah,
Really?
we've been doing this.
Of course.
And everyone gets their nails done. It's just like it's ingrained into the culture. But it sounds like men also appreciate grooming.
Completely. I mean, it's also. I mean, the Middle East is the original culture of beards. Like before it became a Williamsburg hipster thing, it was us.
yes.
So you go and get your beard done, you fix, you get your eyebrows done, you get your over here done with what do you like with
Thread.
with the thread.
Yes.
You get your haircut a lot, but also it's a place where you connect.
Yes. Yes, I love that. And so and that's similar to Black culture where the salon is this very safe space where you convene and you have conversation and you build community. So I love that we have that in common. What did you learn about self-expression and beauty growing up? Did you know that you wanted to have a career in beauty? Did you know that was even an option?
No. First of all, I definitely did not think it's an option.
Yeah.
And I also think because I figured out quite early on in my teenage years that I was gay, it became even less of an option. I think I was like, no, 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 you can't, like this stereotype. What are you going to become, a makeup artist? Or I had that stereotype in my head that was kind of like, for a couple of years, probably internalized homophobia of
Yes.
thinking, definitely shun that out as far as possible for a second.
Did you feel comfortable sharing with your parents and your immediate family? Like, when did you kind of come out to your immediate family?
To my family, I came out when I was 20. I was in Montreal by then. When I was in Beirut, I actually got pretty quickly very okay with being gay
Yeah.
because there was a full underground
Love.
scene in Beirut, like full,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
I was a super computer geek. I was so good at math, at programming. And there was a channel called Gay Lebanon on MIRC, which is like DOS, which is pre everything we know right now.
I'm
And
obsessed with this story.
I
Please
became
continue.
at 15, 16 an operator of the channel. So I was like kicking 40-year-olds out for like not respecting the rules.
Amazing.
And it was pretty hilarious. There was like 5 of us. So I started going out and seeing those guys. And there was one that was in the military. It was a really cool group. And it's what I love as well about being queer is because of being hidden in the beginning, you find a community that you could have never found.
Yes.
People of different ages, looks, walks of life, rich, poor, and it gets you so rich. So I would go out. So I started becoming very involved and I would go out and I would party. So I had like this full raging gay life, honestly, when I was a teenager in Beirut.
Underneath the surface.
Underneath the surface in a very underground way, but like so fun, the best. And then suddenly, like, of course, told a couple of girlfriends that that's happening and they were super supportive. And then the minute I landed in Montreal when I was 18, it was like, this is your moment.
Yes.
And it wasn't even about coming out anymore. Like, I was just like, this is it. You're gay. Everyone's going to know it immediately. I ran for student council my first week in the like most homosexual way possible. And it was fantastic.
And you were immediately embraced.
Immediately.
Yes. So when did beauty as a career or interest kind of come into your life?
I think in university. Definitely. Beauty as an interest came into my life very early on. But as a career in university, I needed a bit of money. I was on a scholarship, but I wanted a bit more, and I loved clothes and fashion and all of that. So I started taking summer jobs in guerrilla marketing.
Oh.
So I was like the ING guy that was giving people $1 on the street. You know, they had like that commercial at some point.
Okay.
I was in the Axe guy. So you'd go to movie theaters and find me like wearing a bathrobe, lying on a bed with my armpit out. I was a Sunsilk guy on the street asking you, are you pink, blue, or purple to give you a sample? And they were really good paying jobs. But then at the same time, I got to realize how fun marketing was in that. And meanwhile, I was an electrical and computer engineer. I'm like, I'd rather do this.
It's interesting. I think we have a lot of parallels in that I was also very early internet. I mean, even this podcast, it started 10 years ago. Like, but no one, like podcasting wasn't even like a thing then. I was always blogging and like coding my own sites and stuff. By the time I got into corporate, I was always on the digital marketing side because that was like the early, that was, they were just starting to figure out that digital marketing was important. I was on the first social media teams at a lot of brands like Ralph Lauren, where it was like very new, like what? We're going to like shoot things on iPhone and post it out to people. But when you are forward thinking, sometimes in a large corporation, it's hard to push innovation. There's a lot of resistance towards innovation because it's like they want to innovate. The idea of innovation sounds sexy. But to convince people to take the risks and to do things differently can be hard.
Of course. I mean, I think the thing about corporations as well, they need data.
Yes.
They often tell you they need the data, or they need to see a smaller competitor do it well. And in a way, that smaller competitor, there's a big chance they started with instinct.
Yes.
And by the way, instinct doesn't necessarily mean someone has a dream or a premonition at night. I'm sure your instinct on digital or
Right.
starting a podcast, I think it's, you know, how a lot of people say that like luck is preparation meeting opportunity.
Yes.
And instinct is very much something like that as well. It's about having a trained eye or brain to start seeing signals out there. Doesn't mean you're a genius, doesn't mean
Yeah, it's just
you're
pattern.
a prophet.
I always say it's
seeing
pattern. Yeah,
patterns.
pattern recognition.
It's seeing patterns, seeing where things are going. It's having an eye. It's the same in fashion. Like it's not instinct. It's people are seeing where things are going.
Yes. So being at a big company like a L'Oreal and being this person that's so about innovation, what did it feel like that was sometimes at odds with the corporate agenda? What was your first role there? Like, how did you, because 13 years is a long time to be at a single company.
Okay. So I didn't honestly, I also started at L'Oreal by pure coincidence.
Okay.
So I was in Montreal and I had just finished electrical engineering, like with a master's and all, and about to go work in either consulting or Bombardier, like aeronautics or something like that. And then I decided, you know what? I actually want to go do a master's in business. And I did the GMAT.
Yeah.
I was in Montreal and didn't know where to go. And I got a really crazy good grade, like insane, like 0.001 percentile.
surprised.
And when that happens, they send your grades to schools.
Okay.
And then suddenly you're like, you get not bid on, kind of. And then this school in Paris called ESCP Paris sent me to New York to interview. So I also got to go to New York for the first time.
Fabulous.
And I interviewed to get into this school. And then I got a scholarship to go to that school. And I went to Paris. I'm like, you know what? This is it. Going to Paris. Get to Paris. My first marketing class was sponsored by L'Oreal as the brand storm. You know, it's their big competition every year. They choose a topic and people from around the world have to join this competition from schools.
That's cool.
And my group won for, I don't remember anymore. It was like for Paris or France, something. And when you won, you got an internship. So I went immediately
Straight into it.
straight to it, into the internship. And by the time the internship finished, L'Oreal proposed to me a program called apprenticeship, really, where you work and study at the same time. I never really had to go back to school that much. That covered kind of my degree. And I got my degree by also working at L'Oreal at the same time.
Oh, amazing. So you do this apprenticeship and then you just start and you're like in it.
In it.
From the Paris office?
From the Paris office.
And then you work your way up.
The best Paris office. It was the one on Rue Saint-Honoré. That's like
Incredible.
in like right.
best?
The best.
Was there a cafeteria in the office?
There's a
With
cafeteria
good food.
with spectacular food.
Because I remember when I worked at Instagram, I visited the Instagram Paris office and like they were like, oh, we'll just like sit on the roof. First of all, view of the Eiffel Tower. And they were like, this is our cafeteria. And I was
Those
like,
offices are oh my God, the Meta offices in Paris.
Incredible.
My friend used to live there.
beyond.
Incredible. You can bring friends and family.
I was like, can I live here?
you can juice your own fruits yourself.
Unbelievable. I was like, is there rosé served with this like beautiful lunch?
France
Probably.
takes food so seriously
Yes.
and takes a lunch break so seriously.
So, I
you are
love a-
frowned upon if you bring up like work too much.
Oh my gosh.
Don't miss lunch break. Go
course
for
not.
it. It's amazing. It costs like €4 because it's 80% subsidized by the company.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. And then you think about in America when we bring our like sad salad plastic bowls to our desk and eat it with
I know. Your $27 sweet green salad.
right as you're answering emails, like not even giving your brain time to go offline for a little bit in the middle of the day. It's not good.
Or appreciating the food.
Or appreciating the food. It's so funny when I hear you talk about things being plastic free. I think of my husband immediately because he is so, I mean, our household has like a strict no plastic policy. And he will see me like, we get takeout, you know, and he immediately puts it on the proper plates and takes out the proper silverware. And I'm like, oh, it's just fine. And he's like, What are you doing? Respect the food, respect the mealtime. All of this stuff needs to be plated properly and enjoyed properly.
I cannot agree more.
Yes.
First of all, on the food aspect of things, I'm exactly like him.
Yes.
It is, plating is something very important.
Yes.
And I often say, like, you were talking about wine. I wouldn't drink a nice cup of wine in a plastic cup.
Yeah.
That is not a good experience.
Absolutely.
It's neither a good experience for the wine or for you.
Yes.
I don't want to have a nice meal with a plastic knife and fork on a plastic plate.
Yes.
I often don't want to wear a plastic t-shirt.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of things like that. There's something about quality and about appreciation
Yes.
and about taking the time. That extra 2-3 minutes of plating the food will make you enjoy it a bit more.
I know. See,
And-
I'm like, I can eat standing up, like with a paper towel under. He's like, please, like this is not civilized. But he's right. When I do it the right way, I do enjoy it so much more.
Plating takeout food is it's a pleasure, and I probably is a fan club somewhere for plating takeout food really well.
Yes, yes, but there is such a sensorial benefit to taking plastic out of your life. You know, I think about the metal straws that I have, but I don't think about it as much when I think about beauty products. But when I think about all of these incredible products that you've created with Aora, I think that we need to get into what sustainability really means, because there's a lot of buzzwords, there's a lot of confusion in the marketplace, there's a lot of greenwashing. So I thought for my listeners, I could do something where I kind of give you like the word and you tell me if it's a buzzword or if it's actually buzzworthy.
Oh, love it. Let's do it.
Okay, so buzzword or buzzworthy?
Buzzword or
Buzzword just means it's surface
Yes,
level.
perfect.
This is greenwashing. It
Perfect.
kind of means nothing. Buzzworthy means there's actually something here
Great.
that people need to learn more. Okay, first one, clean.
Used to be buzzworthy, now buzzword.
I agree. Sustainable.
Buzzword.
Buzzword. Okay, why do you think sustainable is a buzzword?
I mean, first of all, it's a big word that encompasses so much stuff. And unfortunately, it's been, I forgot what the word is. for that.
Co-opted?
Co-opted.
Yes.
Exactly. It's been co-opted. It feels like a revolution that was co-opted by the people in power.
That's so real. Natural ingredients.
Definitely buzzword.
Yeah.
Definitely buzzword. 80% of every natural ingredient in beauty probably will give you a rash, a reaction, or is toxic on your skin. So why are we still mentioning it that way?
I know. And I really learned that when I was developing my fragrance, Naked Beauty, learning about these synthetic compounds. Because in your head, you think, oh, synthetic, that's automatically a bad thing. And it's like, no, actually, sometimes it's more sustainable to do synthetic sandalwood than like 100%. Leaching the earth of like its natural resources.
It's the same like food. Like try just eating something exactly like it is.
Yes, so true. Organic.
I find it a bit of a buzzword.
Okay.
I find it a bit of a buzzword just because, first of all, the regulations are not as out there as they used to be. So I think it's starting to be slapped in a lot of places. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, especially in beauty, are putting the word organic on like one ingredient that they would add. And number 3, I think for me, organic needs to be looked at from a respect of the soil.
Yes.
Much more than it's better for you, because it's not necessarily better for you. It's not worse for you. But I think if we look at it from that point of view, that's exactly what it does really well. It's about a respect of a soil. It's about a better yield of agriculture.
Yes.
It has so many amazing climate and sustainability benefits.
So if someone's using organic farming practices, it can be a good signal that they're doing the whole thing well.
Exactly. And it could be a great signal as well for flavor.
Yes, like for food,
because at the end of the day, consumers really want flavor.
Yeah.
People are buying an organic strawberry because it's
tastes
tiny
better
and red and sugary and doesn't have a hole in the middle of it. And it tastes better, not because necessarily it's organic.
Yes. Cruelty-free.
Buzzword.
Okay, cruelty-free is confusing. It's very confusing. What does cruelty-free mean? That they're not testing it on animals?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's cruelty-free and then you have vegan. So cruelty-free doesn't necessarily mean that you might not have an animal byproduct in your formula.
Yes.
by the way, all animal byproducts are not necessarily bad.
Right, like beeswax
Exactly.
is fine.
So cruelty-free, the reason I say it's a buzzword is just because I think similar to what we were saying about politics or revolution, it's like almost like the Epstein files. It's like you kind of distract people with something else. There's so
Right.
much happening that is wrong in beauty, except that there's an army of people online who will go and post and be like, are you cruelty free though? I'm like, yes, by the way,
Right.
because most brands,
Well, I was gonna
most people
say-
are cruelty free right now because regulations have really evolved. So I would, that's where for me, we need to move on as well as consumers. I think there's so much worse happening in our industry, sometimes on ingredients, on practices, on child labor and a lot of things, on where our mica's coming from, on deforestation, on plastic. The one thing that has really gone very far is actually cruelty-free and animal welfare and how we're testing, except some very specific products in China. So when I see 10 comments on a post being like, yeah, but are you cruelty-free? I'm like, no, we drank the Kool-Aid and we're distracting
We're getting
ourselves from the real
distracted.
problem.
Yes. So if you were buying a product at your local Sephora, Ulta Beauty in the US, it is more than likely cruelty free.
More than likely.
It's kind of not even something you have to worry
No.
about. Okay. Plant derived?
Same buzzword.
It's just a buzzword. What does plant derived even really mean?
It means that at some point in the process of fabrication of an ingredient, it is plant derived. It doesn't mean, by the way, it still looks that way right now. It's percentages that are very low. I did that for a while in my previous job where we were talking about plant derived, biodegradable, and then you get to the point where you realize it's like so much math that gets you to be able to say these words that they don't mean much in the end. And the thing about plant derived is that, again, what does it matter if it becomes a synthetic, by the way, in the end.
Of course, yeah. It goes through this process and it becomes synthetic anyway.
So
Yeah, I actually don't fault consumers for being so confused about all of this stuff because think about how deeply embedded into beauty you and I are. And it's like, even for us, I mean, it's probably more confusing for me than it is for you. You're truly an expert in this, but like, it's almost confusing intentionally. And so consumers are sort of like lost to like, what can I trust? What are simple things that if you know nothing, like, so for me, someone who's an amateur on this, I can tell if something's packaged in a package, and it has all this plastic. I'm like, okay, I know this isn't good. And it's a single use thing. That's enough for me to know, okay, this company does not care about sustainability at all. What are the clues that a brand is not sustainably minded? Because we can't rely on the marketing jargon.
I mean, I would say the easiest thing for me is black plastic.
Okay, if you see black plastic, that's a bad sign.
It's the worst sign.
Okay, why is black plastic a bad sign?
It is absolutely not recyclable.
Okay, so if something has black plastic, it cannot be recycled.
Cannot be recycled.
Why do brands use black plastic? Because
we have established as an industry that it's the chicest and most elegant thing.
Is white plastic recyclable?
Yes. Depending what white plastic. Black plastic already, like there's layers of recycling, but already it's like a bouncer, you know what I mean? Saying you're not coming in because you're black plastic. Like that's the first thing. We don't care how big you are, how small you are. If you're monomaterial, multi-material, you're black plastic, out of here.
You can't
That's
be
the first thing.
recycled. Okay.
Black plastic comes from electronic waste a lot of the times.
Okay.
Black plastic cannot be read or seen by optical scanning. Now there's carbon black that is better, but it's going to take years until that trickles, if it even trickles. And even if it means that people who get your plastic from your home to the recycling facility might not even know that it's the good black plastic, so it might not even get there. So I say stay away from black plastic. It's all of these. And it also, recycling is an industry. You need to be able to sell what you recycle. Black plastic is taking a black t-shirt, putting it in a white laundry load. It comes out gray. No one is going to want the gray pellets.
Interesting. Okay, I never knew that. What are other cues or signs that a company is not sustainable?
Over packaging.
Yeah.
Like
Which is
over packaging
so
and
common.
packaging that is like a thief packaging, it's called. Emballage voleur in French.
Where it's like you have the bottle that's this big and there's like
then
this
it has
much
like
product.
30 ml. And I'm like, I would say just read the ml.
Read the ML,
or
not the size of the
fluid.
bottle.
Read the ML and see what am I doing here. And I
Yes.
think that's something that definitely does help.
It felt like there was a moment maybe 5, 6 years ago where like there was this kind of energy around refillable products that you could go and you could buy the refills and you just buy it once, but it never really seemed to catch on. I know there are still some brands that,
And it won't catch on.
okay, and why do you think it won't catch on?
Because we don't need most of beauty. No one needs that much. We buy it because we want to. We buy it because of passion. We buy it because of impulse. You stand on a shelf or you see something, you're like, I want this. Refilling needs so much pre-thinking and preparation for us to assume that that's going to happen for a category that is really about feeling better and getting something because it really excites you. So I think refill will happen in laundry detergent,
Right.
in olive oil in the kitchen,
Yes.
in a lot of things where you prepare yourself.
Sure. I subscribe to diapers, to diaper wipes.
There
I
you
have
go. It's a
even
commodity.
yes, but even products that I buy over and over and over again, I have never in my life said like, let me subscribe because I'm like, I don't know what mood I'm going to be in. Maybe this is
And
the
that's
month.
beauty. Beauty
Yes,
is a mood.
it's
You
mood.
change colors, you change things. That's
Yes.
number one. Number two, honestly, a lot of formulas are simple in beauty. What makes it is also the packaging you buy it in. And I think taken away from a consumer until we get to the point where a new product is $30 and the refill is only $5, you might. But right now, people are selling like refill at 23 when the real one is at 30, and you're like, for 7 extra, I'm gonna get the nice bag, the nice box, and I'm gonna open myself a fresh new product at home.
Yes. Yes. No, I mean, it makes sense. So your brand being plastic free, what does that mean for the consumer and what does that mean for you in the development of the products?
Okay, let's start with the consumer. It's a bit easier. It means that absolutely everything on our brand is it's more than just plastic free. I think plastic free was a way for us to get to something bigger, which is being 100% recyclable.
Yes.
So, for example, our eyeshadow palette that's here,
Which
show you.
I'm wearing. I'm like close up on the eyes. I'm wearing that beautiful rich orange color.
I love.
It's so pretty.
I love
And I paired it
orange
with
in
your lip
general.
lip
And you
pencil.
put a bit of this, no?
A little bit of the gold on top. I'm like, here,
Okay.
I'm gonna hold it by my face so people watching can see
So
this
that
palette, but also the packaging, gorgeous, and a beautiful nod to Mexican architecture.
Exactly. That palette is a pyramid that is both ancient and futuristic. When we
Yes.
started thinking about the design, we did an extreme amount of research with a lot of artists and local designers, kind of very anthropological research. And we got to some concepts. One of them was neon archaeology, and the other one was future mythology. I'm obsessed with mythology.
Okay.
And the idea was getting to a piece in the end that you didn't know if it's an archaeologist is unearthing this pyramid and we don't know if it's from the past or aliens just put it there.
Yes.
And I love that aspect about it. And the gold gives it that. That shade of gold is not any gold. It is the same gold in a piece of 10 peso coin fresh from the bank. It's the most
Oh.
Mexican gold.
Love that.
Because that's the most used Mexican color of gold.
Love that.
So it has all of these hints.
And I feel like I need to back up to talk about your falling in love with Mexico because, you know, we talked about your roots being in Lebanon, but you were burnt out. You went to Mexico City. And what happened? You just felt this spark. You felt alive. You felt like.
So I've been going to Mexico for a long, long, long time.
Okay.
So because I'm also Lebanese, so we have family in Mexico. It's also because early on in my life, I watched a movie called Y tu mamá también.
Oh, of course.
And that beach.
Yes.
So I asked, does that beach exist? Where is it? And I was told, it's not, there's no right answer where that beach is. It's like where you want it to be really. But
The idea
a
of
lot
a
of
beach.
people would tell you it's a beach in Oaxaca.
Okay.
And it's this beautiful, very ephemeral, be yourself, queer place that I started going to a lot. So I would go almost every year since like 13 years now. And then when my life was not crumbling, but when I was asking myself big questions about
Yes.
life, that's where I went. When I took the break from my job, I went to that beach and it rebuilt my confidence, my ideas, my calm, more friends. It was the most beautiful thing ever. And one day on that beach, within the end of maybe like 5 months I was there, I met Rodrigo, who is my business partner now. And we met at the beach. And he asked me what I wanted to do in life. And I told him. And he's like, I also want to do a brand and I would love to do that with you.
Wow.
And within 48 hours, we were on a plane to Mexico City and we started.
That's amazing. I think that there are so many professionals that have this like dream. It sounds like a fantasy. It's like you're in the corporate grind, you're working every day, but like in the back of your mind, you're like, I want to do something more. I want to do something more important. And this like fantasy of like, I'm going to leave my job, I'm going to go to another country, and I'm just going to like build something fantastic that's meaningful to me. And you did it.
Sounds scary, yes.
But you did it.
But I did it, yes. And I love it. And I think it might have, I can't take credit for the whole thing, but I mean, because serendipity also happened, I think. But that's also my motto in life. I mean, put yourself out there, put yourself in situations, talk to a lot of people, be nice to strangers, and you never know what comes out of it.
You never know. But it's great that you've had this, long experience, a decade plus working at the largest beauty conglomerate to see all of the mistakes and all of the things that were going wrong and all of the waste and
to learn a lot of things.
And to learn, supply chain, marketing. I mean, there's so much. I always say that working at a company, it's like you're getting paid to learn.
100%.
And you have to use that to your benefit.
And there's brilliant people working everywhere. It's just you soak so much knowledge.
Yeah. So you decide that it's going to be plastic free from the beginning. Why was it important for it to be plastic free?
I mean, there was one point I think it was important to make a signal.
Yes.
Of change. I'm a big believer in, look, throughout my career, I had worked on incremental innovation. Mm-hmm. And incremental innovation is a risk-averse way of doing things. Because you can gain plus 20, lose 10. You know what I mean? So same like everything. It's the same concept in the stock market and a lot of things. It's just, and I believe in disruptive innovation because I actually think some of us need to do it.
Yeah.
You do need to stretch the ceiling. Like I often talk about plants. Like plants will only grow incrementally unless you give them the space. If you give them two floors ceiling, they will grow 2 floors.
Yes.
But if your ceilings is only 1 floor, your plant will actually know and stop growing.
Yes.
No plant starts doing this on your ceiling, And it's the same with innovation. And I think some people in the industry and people do it in many different ways, in sustainability, in ingredients, in inclusion, in feel. People need to stretch. Yeah. And I think it's the people who come and stretch. It doesn't mean you're going to become the biggest company. It doesn't mean you're going to win everyone in the market, but you will wake up the market to go, you stretch the room, and then there's space for everyone to go in different directions. I'm not expecting the whole industry. The whole industry cannot go. There isn't enough aluminum in the world, either in circulation or to be mined, that will allow the whole industry to switch. But I think it's working. I'm here.
Yes.
And we're talking about this, and we're talking about plastic, and we're talking about black plastic, and people might switch from black to white, or to color, or to smaller, or to less stealing thief packaging.
I love this term.
Because we went plastic free, because we went so extreme.
Yes, it will push others. It will push others. And these aluminum tubes, you mentioned that you went to school with Charlotte Palomino, another friend of the pod, co-founder of Do. Their Instant Angel is also in a aluminum tube.
Yes.
And then I recently just got like the squeezer that like makes sure that you get like every ounce of product out.
Their new amazing.
Yes, it's like a device that like you turn the key.
And the way they did it, honestly,
so good.
And the way they went to the inventor of it and worked with the right company to give you the best quality product. I am forever impressed by Charlotte and Joyce, everything they do.
I know. Are you guys all in a group chat together?
Almost.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in different chats together.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Joyce next week. And
yes.
I adore them. They are, I think there's I had the big imposter syndrome to be a founder because I left the US a while back, and I was in Mexico, and then I was so away from everything, and you just see things in shiny mirrors online. But there's the amount of generosity, help, everyone shares contacts. It's pretty amazing.
Yes.
A lot of young in the companies. The companies are young, but there's so much sharing that is
Yes.
happening that is beautiful.
Well, now I'm itching to reveal our Naked Beauty exclusive because by the time this comes out, you will have had some news that's going to be shared publicly as of July 9th. Drum roll, please. Over to you.
Oh my God, how did I do this well? Okay. So Aora Mexico is launching on Sephora.com.
Yay.
Which is huge. It is honestly is so much more than a beauty brand launching at a retailer. It is a Mexican beauty brand with bilingual packaging launching at the biggest retailer in the US. In a US market where almost a quarter of consumers speak Spanish, and that's only people who actually admit it and are not afraid to say that they speak Spanish because they might get deported. So admit it. We have taken a choice on the brand not to put French, which everyone does because it makes it easier to go to Canada, to put Spanish, and that's going to be at Sephora.com. We're a brand that is 100% plastic free, going to not the biggest, because by volume Sephora is not the biggest, but the most industry leading.
Yes.
Like, it's prestigious, and it tells you where the industry is going. When Sephora took a bet on hair care became really big. When Sephora took a bet on scalp became big. Sephora takes a bet on fragrance is big. And now for me, and I'm always going to tell myself that we're tiny, and they went for us for all the reasons, but they're taking a bet on plastic free, and they're showing the world that sustainability can be mainstream, can be premium, can be no compromise. It's a long announcement, but that's my announcement.
No, it's so beautiful, and I'm so excited for you. And for people listening, I'm like, if you only buy one thing, I know what so I do love your primer. Your primer is gorgeous, but I do really think this eyeshadow palette, and I am a bit of a connoisseur of eyeshadow palettes because I have a lot of them, and I don't find myself using them because some of them are just so metallic and so shiny, and it's just like a bit much for day to day. What I love about this is there is such beautiful, rich color, but it's not overloaded with like glitters and like that holographic effect. So it feels very wearable. Like, I feel like I can like wear this to a casual dinner with friends, but still get that like color. How much does this retail for?
$65.
$65, and it's so gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. You can also open it.
Wait.
I don't know if you knew. Here, let me
I
do it
didn't
for
know.
you.
Please demonstrate.
And then you've got this little case.
Oh, amazing.
That could be either a mixing medium. You can actually mix if you want to add some liquid to it, or you can put other things in it. And
I'm like,
this
this can be my clutch for the night.
It's 100% tin.
It's tin.
This is a can of soup.
Yes.
It's tin. It's the same material as your can of beans or soup, literally. And I think this is what's beautiful about metal, the nobility of the material. And to your point about the colors, yeah, there's some metallics, there's some satin, there's some mattes. It's actually extremely mixable. Colors blend together. We have a video coming out around Sephora as well, where you shows that you can get more than 100 colors just by mixing in between these.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, it looks to a lot of people like, oh my God, that's so bright. There's so much color.
It's
but
so
also
wearable.
It's another, for me, it's a Swiss knife of palettes. You can do so many things with it. But also, we're here as a brand, and me, by the way, as an individual, to encourage everyone to go for more color.
Yeah, you're here in your beautiful lime green.
I love color. I think the world needs a lot more color. We live in a very scary world right now, and color is proven to make people happier.
Yes.
Color is flowers, colors is birds, things of all fruits, things of all of these things. None of these make people frown.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's a lot of the color in it.
Yes. And I mean, you live full time in Mexico City. So Mexico City is one of these like dream destinations that I have in my mind where I know I'll go one day.
Let's do it.
It's at the top of my must visit list, and I need everything to be perfect when I go. But it seems from the images I see and the videos I see, it seems like it's so rich and vibrant, and there's so much community, and the shopping is incredible, and the food is incredible. So I have a very tough question for you, but I know our listeners will be itching to hear the answer.
Okay, let's see.
I have a long weekend. I'm going to Mexico City for the first time.
Okay.
I'm a beauty lover, I'm a food lover, I want to have a fabulous time. What are the 3 things that I absolutely must do before leaving Mexico City?
Okay, 3.
3. Only 3.
Okay, I would
Because I get these
say
lists, by the way. Respond to this and I'll DM you my list of Mexico. And I'm like, it's too much. It's 25 things.
okay.
What are the 3 must?
We're gonna assume that you're gonna do a lot of the what's on lists. So I'm gonna
Yes.
go for more special things.
Yeah, I need the Nour special insider list.
I would food wise. I'm assuming you're gonna go to the very famous one, so that get it done. I would send you to the San Angel Inn, and it's in the south of the city. It's an old convent that is now a restaurant. The food's really good, but it's the experience. You're inside of this amazing courtyard. There's music. The service is amazing. They have the best margaritas that come in real silver, individual, and then you serve it.
Amazing.
They make you the Caesar salad on the spot. It's just a
Love.
beautiful, beautiful experience where a lot of families go. And it's in San Angel, so it's close to Frida and Diego Studio, so you can do a bunch of stuff.
Okay,
I won't say because
love.
I don't want to use my 2 other my 2 other genie cards. Okay, number 2.
I need a place to go for someone who loves beauty.
Okay, then I would go to the Xinu, XINU, perfume boutique that is
Ooh.
on Marsella. The street is called, and it's perfect because that street with the corner of it, which is Havre, is where all the cool new brands and shops are. So you're gonna get a bunch done in like less than 2 hours over there. It's all the boutiques and they're next to each other. It's not LA. You're not driving anywhere. It's one right next to the other.
As cities
And-
should be.
And Shino is gorgeous. You go walk through a door and you're in a long hallway of a garden and you get to this thing away from the whole city and they're beautiful perfumes.
And it's all different perfumers, or is it just
one
their
brand.
own? Oh, wow.
But it's-
Beautiful.
It's the most beautiful, honestly, expression of fragrance I've ever seen in retail.
I'm booking my flight.
It is gorgeous. I would say number 3, get on a bike.
Ooh, and bike around the city.
Okay. Number 3, get on a bike and bike around.
Yes.
It's actually the best way to go around Mexico City because traffic is very intense, but it's for being one of the most populated cities in the world, it's very human sized. You go everywhere on bikes. You will jump from parks to museums to stop wherever you want. Get on a bike. That's nice.
Okay. I love that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to go. Bad Bunny. Heard of him? Listeners, have you heard of him? You got to have your products as part of his iconic Super Bowl performance. First of all, how did it happen? How did you find out? Take me through the whole thing.
Oh my God. Look, this is so far, it's the biggest, I think, gift and privilege I've ever gotten in my
I
career.
mean, is there a better celebrity that could have used your brand? I mean, there isn't.
No, honestly, there isn't, and there isn't a better moment.
Right.
I get asked about this a lot, and it was a very special. This was not about celebrity. This is not about earned media value. It was also how do you get to be a part of something so unique, a moment that will forever have a before and after. Most of us forget how bloody and dark the world had gotten right before the Super Bowl. It
Yeah.
was the height of everything. People were on the streets. People were getting killed.
I
And still are, by the way.
Yes.
But it had gotten very dark and scary.
Yes.
And what Bad Bunny did was give extreme representation, but extreme hope.
Yes.
Suddenly something broke because I think he broke the fear of he did whatever he wanted.
Yes.
He
All
did
in
it-
Spanish.
He did it in a way that made people everywhere feel seen. It wasn't just about Spanish speaking countries.
Yes.
People in India, us in the Arab world, we fall asleep on a plastic chair at a wedding as a child. And a lot of the things that happened, it was actually about the underdogs. It was about being overall brown, and by brown I meant just not purely white. It wasn't. It was about so many things, and then to have been able to be part of that joy
Yes.
in the craziest way. It's honestly the someone dropped in our DMs, in my DMs, and I'm really bad at messaging, then dropped in the brand's DMs, to which they told me, and I'm like, I've seen that name. Let's check what this is about. Is this really true? And it was the agent of the main head makeup artist saying that it's a choice of production to support not only Latinx brands, but also brands who stand for values, for change.
Wow.
It's just like, imagine reading that.
And it's so deep because it's like the level of intention that everyone in your camp has to have, right? Like it doesn't, people like Bad Bunny don't happen by accident. It's not like this manufactured thing. It's like every single person around him is like, we are going to be intentional about the makeup brands used on the dance, like
insane.
Incredible.
Honestly, and then we had almost no time to get products out there, and we did. And then the rest is history, literally, because I remember watching and we didn't know exactly how everything is going to go. The first 10 seconds, I had a mini freak out because all you could see was people dressed in green bushes. And I'm like, is this what we did the makeup for? And then everything started. I cried so much in the end. I literally just cried. We were having a watch party and I just sat there just in tears because I'll forever be able to say I was part of this. And that is so magical because he's magical.
He is. And I also love that he, as a man, and it's so interesting. I feel like I'm feeling like less and less safe or trusting around like male celebrities, just like as we learn new horrors every day. He seems like such a safe man to me. And I think it's because he embraces his feminine side in a way that it stands out because it's so rare. The toxic masculinity has just like overrun everything, so that when you do see a man who does lean into his feminine side, it feels, I don't know, it's so refreshing.
I think so too. And not always, to be honest, because I think there's a lot of people that are leaning into their feminine side, which sometimes feels a bit performative.
I can think of someone particular.
Me too. Right?
Is he
now.
British?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We don't.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't even have to say more. I
so
love that we both went there in our minds.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's happening, but at the same time, when it happens really, for me, it's I think why it's so important that Bad Bunny's doing it. It's also because he comes and represents a very machismo culture. Mm-hmm. So I think he's taken a much bigger risk, by the way, by doing it than many other artists.
Yes.
Many, because he's the first of generations of whether it's reggaeton or any other Latin music to not be. Look at how long it took for Ricky Martin to come out and things like it's so Bad Bunny is taking a bigger risk. Yes. So you kind of owe him that appreciation as well. And I also think he's done it in a very just fun and actually it does feel authentic. It feels like he's choosing what he's wearing. That's what I love about it. You can see when someone is extremely comfortable or dressed by a stylist.
Yes, 100. I always say that. And it's also making me think about what you're saying about this kind of like this new crop of brand founders that are coming into Sephora. I think about, Juice Skin. I think about Sophie Pavitt. I think about even Tower 28. Tower 28, are they Sephora or?
They're Sephora.
Yes, they're at Sephora. You know, the way that I hear like you and your kind of founder peers talk, it is about upending the old structures that have been there, thinking about how can we do things differently. A lot of you have been on the other side, so you have the knowledge to say like it doesn't have to be done this way. So I don't know. I have a lot of hope for the future of the beauty industry.
Yeah, me too. But also, it's you're playing a part of it. I'm a big believer in humanity. Yes. Okay, that most people want to do the right thing if they're able to.
Yes.
And do think the right things, just don't have enough places to express them. Mm-hmm. And I think we started this by saying that 10 years ago podcasts were tiny and now they're a big thing. But that is helping all of us.
Yes.
Suddenly I get to express myself and my brand much more than this packaging can do on its own on a shelf. And that is important. I think it's the industry around us. We can do videos, we can express ourselves, we can say, we can write more on all kind of channels. We can drop in someone's DMs. We can say an opinion loud enough that we won't be in danger for saying it. And I think all of that, for everything that's going wrong in the world, there's a lot more spaces for expression and activism than ever has been.
Yes. Well, I love hopefulness and I love giving people reasons to be optimistic. Are there any new changes that have been made in like the way that beauty products are produced or the way ingredients are sourced that can just give people that signal like change is coming?
Yes, yes, yes. There has been a lot, honestly.
Educate me because this is not a side of the beauty world that I follow
There has
closely.
been a lot. I think number one, there's the EPR regulations. Have you
Don't
heard
even
of
know
that?
don't even know what that stands for. Educate me.
And so EPR regulations is environmental protection reporting,
Reporting,
something like
okay.
it's a new regulation. California is big. Not all states have done it. It really means that as a brand, when you reach a certain threshold, I'm not great at it because we don't have to do it yet, but I'm going to try to explain it. When you reach a certain threshold of sales, you're responsible of your trash. So you have to pay a tax on how recyclable or recycled your product
Oh,
is.
that's incredible.
For now, everyone is not seeing how big of a bill this is going to be. Like every tax or new rule is going to take some years. It just started now. This was the first deadline, I think, some weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And you had to report.
Okay.
And then you had to, so you're going to have to pay fees. Of course, it's going to take a while because before they're extremely put together. So I think that is super exciting because I think the first way to solve a problem is to even acknowledge the problem and see how big it is. It's going to force a lot of companies to understand their footprint.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
maybe they'll do something about it. Maybe they'll decide to pay and just keep going. But at some point, it's going to catch up. That's number one. That is great. Number two, there is a bit more awareness. People are talking about the topic a bit more of recycling.
Yes.
And then there's also new technologies, hopefully for recycling. Carbon black is actually moving in a good direction. So
You also brought up mica earlier, which I feel like I have been recently educated to the horrors of mica and how bad it is. But could you explain for people listening?
I mean, mica is mined,
Yeah.
and mica is mined in atrocious conditions. And I'm even not a massive knowledgeable person about it, but I have someone who's very knowledgeable that I work with. I
And
think
how does
surround
mica,
yourself with.
yes, people that know more than you
Yes.
always. How does mica show up in products? It's like kind of like glitter. Like what products have mica in it so people are aware what to
So
avoid?
much.
Gosh.
Anything that shines really well. It's
Really?
gonna
So
have mica.
highlighters.
Yes, highlighters, eyeshadows, lip.
I assume all of your products are
Sometimes
mica
foundation.
free.
No, we're not mica free.
Oh, you're
We
not?
actually use ethically
Okay.
sourced. We actually part of the Sephora program as well. We're gonna be one of the few brands that is clean and planet aware, and you have to go through a lot of questionnaires, and it's about tracing and asking the right questions.
Okay.
I
So because I really want to like differentiate. So mica on its own, not necessarily a bad thing, but it has to be ethically sourced mica.
like a lot of things, like
Okay.
palm oil. You can get certifications that proves that you are not contributing to deforestation.
Right.
Did we just remove a full forest or somewhere that was a multiculture, multi permaculture is called, and just plant one source which is palm? Then it's an issue. If it's not, it's not.
Right.
And mica is about checking about wages, checking about who's doing it. It's all about audits, and I think our world needs just a bit more than that. We can't.
Right.
It's too innocent to think that everything will change.
Yeah.
But we'd be surprised how bad some things are. Like acai bowls are a massive thing, but acai grows on the thinnest, tallest trees, and it's children that have to go up hundreds of meters to get acai. And a lot of
No.
people actually are it's ending tragically for a lot of them. But a lot of these things are children industries.
Yes. Where children are being forced to go into the mines because they're small and
Yes,
I know
sure.
it's so
They
sad.
can reach like it's
Mm.
yeah.
Can we assume that when we're, shopping at your local Sephora, that the mica in those products is ethically sourced?
No,
No. Okay.
no.
Okay.
No,
Which
you
is
can't.
which is why I like come back to like why is it so hard for us as the consumers? Like they make it so difficult to like even know what's safe or what to do. It's like
I know.
it's all very hard.
I unfortunately you can't assume that just because a lot of people are not asking the questions. But also I think the industry is going in the wrong direction in a lot of these things because when you think about it, probably not in big important retailers, but the rise of TikTok Shop, of Amazon. Everyone says how amazing it is that we have low barriers to entry, but someone going from concept to product in 4 months, I'm sorry, you don't have time to check. Like, if you cannot move to a new apartment without even checking if the plumbing is okay and everything is okay, are we really expecting people are building a full brand from scratch going and that they've checked where their mica is from?
Right. Probably not. Probably not. So in terms of what we can do or better understand, it sounds like we've got to ask more questions, but go beyond, is it cruelty free or not? And maybe we need to start asking, is your mica sustainably ethically sourced? As soon as we see black plastic, we know bad. Anything else that people can kind of just integrate into their life to be more mindful about sustainable beauty?
I mean, of course, I think definitely I'm going to repeat something many people say. Of course, the most sustainable choice is to not consume or consume less. I think consuming in a more choiceful way, I think that is something quite beautiful.
I think it's being minimalist is like the chicest thing ever.
Yeah, and you can be a minimalist while being a maximalist in so many other things. I'm a minimalist in my beauty routine, but like, look at me. And it's, I think I vote with your dollars is a great, like, let's not necessarily tell people that they have to educate themselves so much. Feel something, you know? Feel something for the brand. You kind of know what's right and wrong.
So true.
We're not going to be able to go in and read ingredients and the horror that is like Yuka apps and things like that.
Oh my gosh,
No,
those
just
apps.
feel something.
Yes.
Go on the brand's website and check how they talk.
Yes. Listen to the founder.
Listen to the founder. But some brands are not founder-led, and that's okay as well. And just check how they're speaking.
Yes.
Are they trying to educate you? Does it look like they're lying to you? Does the product feel really good? And it's okay sometimes as well. We do so many things that are bad for the planet and for yourself.
Yes.
If you love something, it's okay to love something. Yes. Even if it's black plastic, it's fine. You know, like I also say that we all need a little guilty pleasure somewhere, and we can't try to do our best in everything, because that's what failed in sustainability. Yeah. When we were scaring people, we were scaring companies from communicating because they might say something wrong and get sued. We were scaring consumers about everything. This is bad for you and this is bad for you, the origin of clean beauty. But we made it so boring. Then suddenly everyone wanted to just do beige stuff. Yeah. And that's boring as well. So I think it's all in balance, but trust, like,
Back to instinct.
Back to instinct.
Trust your instincts. Well, I can't let you go without getting some lifestyle tips from you, because I just know from just us hanging out today, like, you live life to a very high standard. You were talking about your travel lamp that you bring with you to when you travel and plug into different hotel rooms. What are like the little life upgrades? Like, you strike me as someone that has like a fabulous like bath routine. Like, I feel like you've got these little upgrades that make living life that much more enjoyable.
Okay, not necessarily just beauty.
No, give me the lifestyle upgrades.
Let's go. I would say, I mean, as a Lebanese man,
a snack
at home is always. I have this like spices called za'atar. It's a Lebanese spice.
Okay, I'm familiar.
Honestly, always have a bowl with some za'atar and some olive oil. It doesn't go bad. Yeah. Just have it there with a piece of bread. Whoever comes over, offer them a quick snack, and it takes a second, and it's so impressive. Whether it's a friend, whether it's someone you just like hooked up with, like whoever it is, it's super impressive to have that, and it's super delicious. That's one. The lamp, yes. I say, honestly, I travel a lot right now, and for me, color is therapy. Yes. So I have almost like a color therapy lamp. It's a couple that I get from the MoMA design stores.
Okay, wait, because I'm literally going to buy this lamp. So it's at the MoMA design store.
I forgot what it's called. I can send it to you.
Yes.
We can have it on here by the time this comes out.
I'm post-production.
Yes.
Insert the lamp here.
And it's the cutest thing. It actually can separate. So it's like, it has a base, and then the top comes as a semi-globe.
Okay.
And it's like a bit magnetic, and then you can move it so it directs itself.
And it changes colors.
And it changes colors, and it's USB-C, so you can just hold it and put it. And I show up Like literally yesterday I checked in and like pam, pam, pam lamp. And then suddenly you have like little red light, orange light coming from everywhere.
Love.
Great for the mood. Beauty, honestly, I have a very, very, very extremely simple beauty routine.
What's the simple routine?
Like right now it's also I'm voting with my money and supporting people I love. They happen to also have amazing products. I'm using like Sophie gave me the best facial of my life
Oh, Sophie Pavitt.
2 months ago in New
Amazing.
York.
Another friend of the podcast. She's amazing.
And so now I'm using her cleanser, her mandelic acid.
Yes.
And then I use the rest of my skincare is Dieu.
Perfect.
So I use I'm like a shameless user of the Forever Eye Mask. I put it on a plane because it does something, and also it's a great conversation starter. It gets whoever around me to talk to me.
Yes.
So I get to give them an Aora product.
Oh, I
like
love that.
so
Yes.
it's always something like that. And I love the Dieu eye mask and the eye serum as well. And honestly, and I use sunscreen religiously. I often don't use a moisturizer. My moisturizer is my sunscreen, and I put it twice a day.
Yes.
And that is my only, like, I don't know if I look young, but I'm 40 and I
Oh,
feel
wow.
good.
You look great.
And sunscreen everywhere, everything.
And Sophie Pavitt's new sunscreen is beautiful.
It's so good. I
It's
like
so good.
hers. I like Shireen's sunscreen a lot.
Oh, Dr. Shireen Idris. Oh, she's Lebanese as
She's
well.
Lebanese.
Oh my gosh. I interviewed her for the podcast so long ago. I need to have her back. So I'm sure you guys talk a lot.
She's Lebanese and she's fun. And honestly, it's all new for me. I'm meeting so many amazing people that are all so supportive and so fun and make great products. So then you get
Yes.
to really use all of that.
And I love that. I mean, what you're doing, the work is so important, but I love that you're having fun and like you let us into your life. And it's just, it's such a pleasure to meet you, to learn more from you, and just to like hear about how passion driven this brand is.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure for me. Honestly, and I repeat it again, you're making us fantastic. For me, you're making us, and I think the industry, a great favor because you're giving us a platform. I'm still amazed every day that we are able to be given platforms to speak about this, not to speak about how to do a winged eye, because there's a lot out there for that. But we need these conversations, and I think I never take it for granted to be given the space to tell the story of the brand, of my story, of being a gay Arab as well. Like all of these, I think representation works for human beings, for religions, for race, for sexual choices, and for plastic free.
Absolutely. My final question for you: when do you feel most beautiful?
Super early in the morning.
Really?
I wake up at dawn.
You're one of these people.
I'm an extreme circadian rhythm. I don't do it so I can be like the 7 things CEOs do before 6 a.m. It's not that at all. I just become less intelligent when the sun goes down. And I think there's something about darker thoughts in the evening. I wake up in the morning.
Do you wake up with the sun? Like you're one of these no alarm
yes.
clock people?
I wake up before the sunrise.
Before the sun, naturally.
Naturally. And I wake up, there's something about, and I wake up knowing that I've got the longest amount of hours left until sunset. And that gives me so much hope and beauty in life. And I just wake up being like, let's go, let's get it.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I love that. I need to adopt that mindset. I'm like not a morning person.
On sunrise. Do it for like 5-6 days in a row and you'll see how your body will start adapting. But walk somewhere where you see the sunrise.
Okay.
A beach, somewhere where you're seeing the sun come up. It's a very special feeling.
This is really ambitious. I'm going to give myself some time, but who knows? I may text you like 5 years from now.
Let's do it.
I did it. I'm a morning person now. You've cured me. Thank you so much, Nour. This was really such a pleasure. And I'm so excited for everyone listening who is not yet familiar with your products. The fact that they're going to be able to get these, try them, go on Sephora.com. As of July 9th, they will be available. So excited for people to get into it.
Thank you.